In Chapter 13 of Conquest with 0 strength and magic, we get Benny who has 0 strength and Charlotte who has 0 strength. While Benny is rather durable, his poor mobility and lack of offensive potential make him difficult to use, and Charlotte is probably only useful as a stat backpack. This is a route map with some timed objectives, villagers with loot that will be destroyed by an outlaw if you don't move quickly enough. To begin the map, I send Mozu to the left and most of the rest of my units to the right. With buff support, Mozu is able to one-round the enemy diviners, while Corrin is able to do considerable damage to armor with the armor slayer I got in the previous chapter. A few turns in, 4 sets of Wyvern Rider Armor Knight pairs will move across the river to attack. I try to clean up the initial enemies as quickly as I can to prepare for their arrival. I collapse everyone into a tight-knit formation so the Wyverns can't find easy targets to pick off. Once the Wyverns launch their attack, they swap to the Armor Knight in the pairing to increase their damage, but this drastically reduces their mobility. Defeating the Armor Knights takes effort from quite a few units, but I can one-round the Wyverns with bows. Unfortunately, I can't handle the entire wave of one go, but since the active enemies are low move armors, I'm able to body block them to reduce their effectiveness. This allows me to divide and conquer and pick them apart over the course of several turns. At this point, the outlaw is rapidly approaching their villages, so I have to hurry to stop him. Since I took longer than normal to deal with the wyverns and armors, I'm in no position to perform a normal interception. Orochi's main squad is still in the way, so I decide to make a risky play. I have Camilla fly past Orochi's group to ferry Corrin across the river, directly occupying the village and obtaining 5,000 gold. The reason this is dangerous is that it puts Corrin in direct range of Reyna and 6 Cavaliers. But fortunately, Corrin's defense is high enough that most of the Cavaliers actually ignore Corrin entirely and rush to attack the rest of my units. I have Mozu engage Orochi's diviners at the bridge, using the narrow area as a choke point, and Mozu is even able to one-round Orochi because of a reverse weapon triangle advantage against Calamity Gate. On Corrin's side, I managed to get ahead of the outlaw and slowly kill him over the course of several turns, but as I do this, Corrin is repeatedly shot by Reyna to the point where all my healing resources have been exhausted. To escape certain doom, I have Corrin retreat to my main force, who at this point have cleaned up the enemies they were facing. Reyna chases the exhausted Corrin, only to be swarmed by my entire army, who attack her for marginal chip EXP before I allow Mozu to finish her off. I then swing around to take care of Takumi's squad, and the Hoshidan Royal Archer is no match for my peasant villager archer, who by the way has 0 strength. I claim the rest of the loot and then turn to the final group of enemies, which is led by Scarlet. Once you trigger her group, 2 batches of reinforcements spawn, a squad of Wyvern Riders in the upper left and a squad of Cavaliers in the lower right. I use the house to make a choke point to deal with Scarlet and have everyone else huddled in the upper left to ambush the Wyvern Riders. Once they spawn, I'm able to shoot them down immediately with Mozu and Niles. Corrin, despite having 0 magic, is able to just completely overpower Scarlet's group, and as the reinforcements come in, they get stuck on the bridge, allowing me to farm them for experience and weapon XP. With this, all the enemies have been defeated and we complete the map. In the closing cutscene, Takumi seethes because despite having fought Corrin 3 times, he has had 0 victories.